I never will forget how mad my grandmother got when a black woman and her children moved into the apartment above her. She was furious that they were living in her neighborhood.
So I want to ask you about that. What is your faith? Right? You're younger at the time when you kind of have some of these experiences. What did you learn in your faith that kind of like gave you perspective on it?
You understand that this brings you to points of doubt about, that's not what it says there. You know, that's not what the Bible's saying about this. You teach this to me, but then you evidently ignore it in your own life. So what that caused is, for me, that generated a crisis of faith. And I'm young. So I have quite a journey to reach the point where I come back to a point where I can accept a faith. And so my experience led me to begin to realize that faith is something that you have to work out.
About 14, 15 years old, I started questioning my sexuality. And I didn't have the opportunity to tell my family, but they did find out. And it was a very pivotal turning point in my life. I was raised in the church. I know what beliefs that I was raised with. But back then, there just wasn't an atmosphere for me to share my true feelings and to kind of navigate and ask questions. It was kind of, no, this is a sin, this is what we learned. How are we going to get through this and fix it?
How did you I can have my faith and still know that these people are people?
My first experience with that type of thing was we went to Alabama after we were married. His grandmother, we were going out to eat, and I stepped back to let some people in ahead of me, older people, and she terrified me. She started yelling at me and telling me that was not the right thing to do, that I should never do that. I had to do some deep digging, because what I was taught in my home community is not what I was seeing at the time. And so you kind of have to decide, am I wrong? Are they wrong? You can't treat people both ways. So I pondered that a lot, and I decided I needed to follow what I had been taught, mostly what I believed, what I had learned through my relationship with Christ.
I'm interested to know more about you knowing that other people who are faithful may have questions about whether or not God accepts you as you are, but you having this deep sense of knowing that, well, God is still here, God still loves me, even if people who say they believe in God may not feel that way.
I can remember when I would sit in church. I went to big church, Sunday school, church camp, that was just a part of my upbringing, and I loved it, and I'm here today because of that. But when I heard God loves me and made me just the way He wanted me, that just resonated. It's very simple, but I never deviated from that. Because again, I didn't feel like I was made wrong.
Right, so you made your faith a significant part of your life, right? And kind of trying to filter most of your experiences through that. But you've had a number of different experiences with different people from different walks of life. And yet you've learned to love all of them.
You can't survive if you don't.
There's not enough time to hate people. There's just not enough time. You can fill your life with concern, love, and compassion, or you can fill it with hate. And hate is bitter.